So to me, ordinary and extraordinary represent opposite ends of a spectrum related to typicality and exceptionality. And as a matter of fact, I kind of explored these two words through various definitions of what sources said that the words actually meant. So in my research, ordinary referred to the usual, the commonplace, or regular, while extraordinary denoted something beyond the usual, remarkable, or actually exceptional. So what I found interesting is that both mention the word usual as being part of the definition. However, the words that separate the two are commonplace and regular versus remarkable or exceptional. So when I went to looking at, again, different definitions, Webster's defines extraordinary as going beyond what is usual, regular, or customary, or exceptional to a very marked extent. So this also implies something to me that says remarkable, uncommon, or rare. And essentially, it describes something that is not ordinary or typical at all. So here's a breakdown of the definition, which I kind of find very interesting as I lead into the context of exploring the difference between these two words. So going beyond the usual, it signifies a deviation from the norm or the standard. Exceptional highlights a degree of difference between what is noticeable and noteworthy. So remarkable goes a further step in suggesting something impressive or worthy of attention due to its unusual nature. So that is how the delineation is made in Webster's dictionary, and I agree with all of that, but I also do believe the words ordinary, extraordinary are delineated into one more level of definition in terms of gap analysis and looking at what things are actually present in your life at this time on the left-hand side of a paper, for example, if you were charting this all out, and then visualizing what you want things to be on the right side of the paper. And the space that fills in the gap is all about first, the why, and second, the how. So I was asked recently in an interview that I did with Bold Journey magazine in an article about finding your why. And these are some of the things that I really kind of thought about as I explored what makes one ordinary versus extraordinary, or makes the work that they do ordinary versus extraordinary. So just to kind of rewind the tapes a little bit, I grew up in Eastern Kentucky with roots deeply embedded in Appalachian culture. And my parents, who are named Phil and Susie Collins, nurtured a love of film, writing, sports, and music while I was growing up. And these disciplines were also shared with an appreciation for balance, for business, and a high value placed on work ethic. So what this means to me is that I come from a very long line of Appalachian musicians who were barn dance performers, they were radio stars, championship level instrumentalists. And in a sense, I grew up with this belief and overall philosophy that all business is actually show business. So as I reflect on these two words, ordinary versus extraordinary, I have in recent years really discovered that through a lot of self-evaluation and deep dive introspection, that I see my life in three distinct and very different eras, representing how all of these values, beliefs, principles have all what I call worked in concert, interdependently, to identify who I truly am today and what my purpose has been, is currently, and what it will probably most likely always be. So my purpose, or what most call a mission statement, is to work in concert to help others identify what their purpose is and to ignite the spirit and essence of professional and personal growth at the individual, team, and organizational levels. My purpose statement was actually written in 1996 after reading two books. One was called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Dr. Stephen R. Covey, and The Power of Purpose by Richard Leder. And this purpose statement was written at a deep dive into writing mission statements in the mountains of Sundance, Utah at a 7 Habits seminar. And ever since the moment that I authored my own personal purpose statement, all decisions I've had to make have experienced a very easy path into or out of what I was being asked, what I was being challenged, or what I was being invited to do. And it is my belief that the choice to actually write your own purpose or mission statement in 1996, like it was for me, it enabled and fueled a transition from the ordinary to the extraordinary, and in all ways relating to the physical, relating to the mental, social, emotional, and spiritual dimensions. Now, my purpose statement has been what I have called the trigger or the compass that has taken me from what I feel was the ordinary to the extraordinary. And it has provided a sense of direction, focus, determination, and commitment to excellence in all that I do, all that I experience, and all that I set out to accomplish in my own life. And in the ways that living an ordinary life is different from living an extraordinary life, meaning in life is different from purpose in life. Meaning to me is personal, it's individual, and it's unique, and it's a gift. But then purpose becomes paying that gift forward and living in service to others. So it is the intersection of your talents, your contributions, the impact and the value that you provide with simply what the world needs. As I mentioned, the first 25 years of my life were spent with an intensive focus on the study of music. The next 25 years of my life were balanced with an intensive focus on all things business. And my father had taught me that while music was a good discipline, or even what one could say to be an ordinary discipline, in that it was fairly commonplace, or what Webster's would call regular, it was also most likely a good idea to develop skills in business as the so-called, and I put the quotes up in the air with this, the backup plan. While the backup plan seems to be viewed as a cop-out plan by most, those that can't teach, those that can't coach, etc. Many years later, I do believe that the backup plan for me is what transitioned me from meaning to purpose, or gave me the gift of actually being extraordinary, or what Webster's calls the remarkable or the exceptional. So I've kind of described the first 25 years, and then I described the second 25 years. So first 25, again, for review, of music and education. The next 25 years in business and motherhood, a new era, then set forth or presented itself. And I call that the next 10 years. And if you're doing the math, this would be from age 50 to 60 for me. This was a time in which I decided to re-engage my love for music, sports, and film with my love for business and entrepreneurship in a way that would fundamentally change my life for the better, and in a very profound and unexpected way as well. And once again, I do reinforce that all of these eras were first met with a confrontation with what I had always believed in life and what I actually authored in my 1996 purpose statement. So the overtone of literally everything I set out to accomplish in life on a personal level is what has ultimately snowballed into partnering with a variety of other people and organizations to bring an entire new meaning to moving from ordinary to extraordinary, and to reach the phase which I call actually working in concert. And in musical terms, this requires us to, number one, we play it with purpose. You write that purpose statement, and you do so with a number 2 pencil and a blank piece of paper. Number 2, you play it by ear. And this is the process of getting out of your comfort zone and jumping into your discomfort zone. It is here where true growth happens, and where short and long-term goals are actually discovered and actualized. Number 3, you want to play it with feeling, and that is the process of engaging with others who are different than you, and in the words of Walt Whitman, be curious, not judgmental. Fourth thing that you do is you learn to play along, and this is the process of embracing new technology, AI, social media, and a high tolerance for change and for the word no. These things are constants, and they have the ability to be game changers, or they can be career destroyers. Number 5, you play it like you mean it, and this is the process of executing your SMART goals, and they go into immediate action. Number 6, you play it again and again and again. Actions always follow beliefs. So connect your goals and actions to the purpose statement to ensure alignment. And you want to put that action on repeat, or what we call shuffle mode these days, but never ever quit and always keep going. Kentuckian Wendell Berry once said, "It may be that when we no longer know what to do, we have come to our real work. And when we no longer know which way to go, we have begun our real journey. The mind that is not baffled is not employed. The impeded stream is the one that sinks." So to me, here's to baffled minds and impeded streams, because these qualities are, in essence, what truly starts a journey that leads one from being ordinary to becoming extraordinary.